Okay, so the Meg.
Yes.
So you said this was 10 out of what?
I would say 10 out of 10. This was an absolutely fantastic movie. I enjoyed everything about it, and I think that we should, with this episode, I think that we are go for insertion into this episode. Go for insertion from the movie. I wanted to say that. I've been thinking about that all day.
This movie was so horribly bad, like all the way around, horribly bad.
No.
Yes.
No.
There's not one redeeming thing from this movie.
Well, except
Not
for
one.
everything.
Like, no. Like, none of it made sense. Like, none of it made sense. Everything was, like, cliche on stuff.
Yes.
They copied stuff out of Jaws, like,
Yes.
right? Huge amounts from Jaws.
Absolutely. Right? Maybe it was a homage.
No, it wasn't a homage.
Thievery?
It was just a horrible.
Well, I don't know. There's some original
It was an
thought.
hour and 52 minutes and $10.70 of, like, I'm never going to get back out of this.
They were super original thought. Give me Knuckles.
Give you Knuckles,
Give me
for
Knuckles.
what?
Give me Knuckles.
For what?
For originality.
What's original about this movie?
Give me Knuckles and I'll show you. Let's
I'm
see.
not giving you Knuckles.
Give me Knuckles.
No. I'm
Because
not
then,
giving
wait,
you
wait.
Knuckles.
Fighting octopus. Oh, fighting octopus.
No.
Fighting. That was in the movie. That was original.
Stupid.
I want to start that. That was great. Also, I think that there was some product placement for something that's going to be coming in the
Well,
future.
yeah, like, well,
Shark
like,
Roombas.
well, luxury watches.
MEG Roombas. Luxury watches. Oh yeah.
Oh, like, yeah, like there's a ton of luxury watches.
There was so much
They all-
about this movie.
Like, I don't understand how all these people had like these really fancy watches on.
Yeah, except for Ruby Rose. Did she?
They all had like crazy, super fancy watches, and I was sitting there in the movie. That's how bad this movie was. Is I noticed the watches. I was like, oh, okay, well, there's some.
No, it was so
fancy
good. They
watches
even
and
killed off
fucking
the
thing.
people. Like, a lot of movies will hold on to all the characters, and that's frustrating because you know that the whole team's going to survive. They killed off every person except for, you know, the.
What do you mean they killed off every?
Dwight died.
Guys, I have your taro milk and Thai ice cream here.
He's totally wrong on this, by the way. So if he's editing this out later, just know that I'm right.
Like Dwight died because that was predictable. He's paying, like, that wasn't predictable at all. Like, the capitalistic dude is gonna be killed. That wasn't predictable.
Well, spoilers, there's two Megs, and so they think that one's dead. The guy's all laughing in the water because they pulled a prank on him, and then another Meg comes up and eats him. That guy dies. Ruby Rose is gonna die. The other guy sacrifices himself for her. I mean, they all die. It was
They don't
great.
all die.
And I have to say, much like Lord of the Rings, one of the best things in this movie was Pippin.
Pippin.
And Pippin lived.
Who's Pippin?
The cute little dog.
Oh.
When Pippin lived, that is the thing that actually saved the movie for me. Also, I thought.
The movie is horrible all the way around.
No, what about the
Top
rest?
to bottom.
No, it was good.
Horrible.
With the rescue vehicle, it looked like something from Star Wars, like a Gungan ship. Is that what it's called? One of those
Yeah,
Gungan ships.
like
They ripped that off.
Yeah, explain that.
Maybe
one
that's
to
a
me.
homage to Star Wars.
Explain that one to me.
I know.
A sphere of plastic survives that far down in the ocean.
Yeah, that didn't really make sense, but none of it did. But that's the best thing about these kind of movies is it suspends reality. It makes you think that
No, it doesn't.
you as a marine
spin
biologist can like fight off this
It doesn't.
megalodon.
Yeah, that made no fucking sense whatsoever. Like, she's climbing in the stupid cage and going,
Let me do what I do
Let me
best."
do what I do best. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, she
know.
can't tell the guy where to stab the shark? How stupid is that?
Yeah, it's also kind of ridiculous. Like, oh, this is what you've been training for as a marine biologist.
And what fucking horrible mom brings their kid?
Yeah, well, I mean, she's gonna be brave, and she's gonna be her brave girl when she grows up, and
No,
she's gonna
I
do
don't
similar
get that
things.
one either.
She's gonna fight because you know there's gonna be a sequel, and there's gonna
and
be a
then the kid
hammerhead.
just walks around this whole fucking station.
Yeah.
Nobody watches her.
Yeah, that's
She can climb
great
into these
parenting.
submarines and like into construction areas.
she understands how they work,
And
so
then
she can launch
only
it.
when this billion-dollar ocean station gets rocked does this mom finally go, oh, maybe I should look after my kid.
Oh yeah, and I
Right?
love when they
And
hear
then,
something,
Like this
and then
thing's
huh?
got like you mean to tell me that all the rooms have fucking windows in them?
Yeah, you know how much that would cost? And it's also ridiculous. But I was thinking, like, they hear this massive crashing sound on the station, and she automatically thinks, my daughter. It's like, what did her daughter blow something up? Is this something that she does
No, but,
regularly?
Why, this movie made no sense. It was horrible.
Okay, I like the rover at the bottom of the ocean. I loved how this rover, they launch it, it's going along the actual bottom of the ocean, not the fake one that we thought.
That's okay. So just want to go start to top to bottom. How horrible is it? So like, you didn't need to send 3 people down in a sub to drop the rover. How about you just drop the fucking rover from the top of the ocean?
That wouldn't be dramatic. Nothing. Then they wouldn't have anyone to
So, I
rescue.
mean, and then, like, then they go get what's his Jason Statham, and he's supposedly sitting around a beach doing nothing,
getting drunk. Yeah.
drinking all this beer, being an alcoholic, but yet he's in amazing shape.
100% sober,
Right.
tip-top shape,
Right.
and then he descends faster than his...
And then
Yeah.
well, not only that was stupid, right? So then she's like, the one girl dives in there, like, hey, they couldn't call ahead. Maybe call ahead. Hey, we got the guy in the helicopter. We're on our way. Don't do anything.
Yeah, because like seriously, he's passing her like 3 minutes later. Literally
Right,
3 minutes
exactly. And then like the solution, like, okay, the shark is out there. It destroys 3 boats. And what are you gonna do? Let's go look. And we're gonna go out there in a boat, not the helicopter we have. That doesn't make any sense.
later. It's true, but also helicopters didn't make
And
it in
then-
Jurassic Park, so maybe they saw that movie.
And then they gotta like drag everybody there. Like, what's the robotics guy gonna do on the boat? They don't have a robot.
Well,
And then what's the other guy gonna do? They didn't have to bring everybody.
that's true.
I
but
was
then-
expecting the girl to come out on the boat.
Yeah, but that's like cannon fodder. They had to have those people with the red shirts. They've seen a lot of Star Trek. They know
movie
how it
was
works.
stupid.
Okay, so when the rover's at the bottom, and it's like going along, there are these cute little jellyfish, and it just like it's going along and it smacks dab into this jellyfish, and the jellyfish is like, ugh, and then it inks itself. That was hilarious. That was so funny. Everything about
How
this.
was that? How was that hilarious?
It was just comic genius. It's just
That's
like
not comic
It is.
genius.
I loved it. It's like Mr. Bean level, amazing genius. But then I also love Mr. Bean, so I
This
think
movie
that's
was horrible
eh.
all the way around.
Okay.
And then like,
Okay.
oh my god! Then
How
they
about-
bring out the shark cage that's made out of this revolutionary material.
But
called-
it's meant to bend. It's meant to be under pressure.
yeah, polycarbonate that's been around forever. It's plastic. Okay, they made a shark cage out of plastic, and Ruby Rose says polycarbonate like it's like space age fucking thing. Like, no, it's plastic.
Yeah, it's
And
plastic.
then the shark can't crush it. Come on.
But it can't crush it. It swallows it, which
But
is
it
also
totally could crush it.
Yeah.
It's plastic.
But you know what she could have done is from the inside, she could have like got out and she could have like gone from the inside and like stabbed her way out, like Drax did in Guardians from the Galaxy 2. Maybe that's what she was going for, being swallowed. Okay, the other thing that I thought was so traumatic, much like, what was it? The Brontosaurus? Brachiosaurus?
Traumatic, like you thought there was
Like
drama in this movie.
Yeah, like when was it the Brontosaurus, the Brachiosaurus in Jurassic World, when it's like left on the island, and he's like, "Come back for me, guys! I'm gonna die!" And then you see it, and it's like, ah, and then it falls over because the lava gets it. I almost cried both times I saw that movie. But this one, it's like there's like the little like baby whale, and it's like hitting the side trying to get in because it just saw its mom be eaten, and it just gets ripped in half in front of the screen, and it's like, you know, holy traumatic whale death, Batman. That was so sad. I also
No,
took a lot of notes.
That did not make me sad.
I took 3 pages of notes in the dark theater because I loved it so much. Also, one of the things that I always tell my coworkers is just keep swimming. You know, like if you get stressed out, just do what Dory says and just keep swimming.
Do what Dory says.
Yeah, and that's what he did. He was singing "Just Keep Swimming." I mean, it's just amazing. Let's see. Oh, also overhand. Like if they're saying don't make any sounds and don't make any panic things because like Megalodon can. It's like, why not do breaststroke? Why not? There's so many other. That's like one of the most like panicky looking things that we do, and we're constantly slapping the water. That wasn't that smart.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else was there?
That wasn't that smart. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, we already talked about that. Let me do what I do best.
That was horrible.
That was so great. Yeah, I actually can't read most of what I wrote because trying to write in the dark is not the best idea. Oh, but I did love how the kid was smarter than the guy, and the guy's like freaking out, and she's like, shh, shh, there's a monster, shh, and he's like freaking out, and she calms him down. I love that finally movies have gone away from guys saving the day and women being
What
weak
are
and
you
children being
talking
dumb.
about?
And she totally, like, the woman saved the day. Except for at the end.
I don't know what you're
The
talking
little
about.
kid, the little girl.
No, the whole movie was based on Jason Statham trying to be the hero.
Yeah, but she was
That has
obviously
nothing
just
to do-
letting him do that because she was the
No.
brains of the operation.
No, like none of it. Don't even get into this, like the subterfuge of like the stereotypical, like, who has to explain what's going on? Oh, I don't know, the nerdy Asian people are the scientists. Like, that's not cliche,
That's kind of
right?
cliche.
And then like, oh, then like they have to get saved by the white guy.
That's
Right.
true. Yeah. But I did love that I went with my son, and halfway through the movie, he looks over and he's like, "That's Dwight." It took him half the movie, and there was a woman sitting behind me just to show how little things were
that's
explained.
not cliche either. The industrialist white guy that's too greedy. That's not industrialist. That's not cliche.
Okay, it's a little cliche.
Right? And then you have like, oh, I don't know, the black guy that can't swim. That's
They
not
made a
cliche.
joke about that. They made
That's
a
not
joke about the cliche,
right?
but it was still really cliche. Yeah. But so, and then they didn't explain very much in the movie. I think that might be some of the problem. But the woman behind me, she says to her boyfriend halfway through the movie when the father is dying and the mother and the daughter is like, "Oh my gosh, you know, everything's gonna be okay," and then she was like, "Oh my God," she says to her boyfriend back there. She's like, "I thought that was her husband." They didn't explain things very well, but I really thought, I thought that it was we could figure that out. But maybe not all of us.
The only redeeming thing that I figured out of that movie is...
Oh wait, there was one?
There was one, like, they must have a Chinese person on the writing staff or something, because there are a couple things in there that I'm like, yeah, that's true. Like when he's like, oh, what did your father say? He said this. That's how he says he loves me, and I'm like, yeah, that's true. Asian people don't say I love you. That's true.
Well.
And then that whole scene where the mother and daughter are like, I love you, I love you. Asian people don't do that. I'm just telling you. Okay.
Oh, okay. Another thing that I super loved was when the megalodon is like dragging out those what are those city platforms things in the middle of the water? I don't know what those are called, but you know, like it's a place where people chill out, they don't want to swim, and they can just like sunbathe and, you know, get skin cancer. That it was like dragging them all out to sea, and so everyone's like holding on for dear life. I'm like, why the fuck are you holding on? You got out there somehow. You can swim. So like, why are you being dragged out to sea? And like, it was hilarious.
Yeah, that wasn't a rip off of Jaws either, right? The fat kid that
I
wants
never
to go
saw
swimming.
Jaws. I wasn't allowed to. My mom was afraid of sharks.
Jaws is such a better, that is such a better shark movie than this stupid thing.
I don't know. I really like this movie.
No, Jaws is a wave shark movie.
Well, then I have to watch that sometime.
This bullshit. Like that Jaws had that in there, where the kid walks up to the mom, and the mom's, I want to go swimming, and the mom's like, oh, I don't know. And they're fine. Okay, not too deep. You know, just in Jaws, the kid gets it.
Oh, that's up, man.
But that's a real story.
It's true. A lot of people got in this movie, like no one you had feelings for, but it's still good.
You can't slip in there and say, oh, it was still good.
It's
It was a horrible movie.
I love
Horrible movie.
I love
Movies
it.
like that make me think like, oh, that could be made in I could make a movie.
You could make a
Because
movie.
Idiot can make a movie, apparently.
You can make a great movie. I believe in you. I would be in it. I am a great actress.
Yeah.
So I think that why I like these kind of movies, why I like these B movies, is because you suspend
But
reality.
It's not even good enough to be a B movie.
I think it's sad that it's good. Like there's
No,
movies that are
it's
just so
not
bad
so
they're
bad
bad.
that it's so good. This is just bad. It's not so bad that it's good.
I walked out highly entertained, and I watched it this morning. Side note, called Sahara. But it's like I was like doing some
Is
henna
that
designs.
stupid one with Matthew McConaughey?
Yes.
Oh, God.
So it's like I'm watching this movie and I'm like, this movie is so bad it's good. And it's
Oh,
there's never like
no.
she killed and this
There
guy
are
just
movies
happens
that
to
are
be
just
snorkeling.
Bad. There are movies that are just bad.
But I mean, he's just like he's good looking and he's a scientist and he's great at this and he's great at that and he's great at this and it's just like you think that maybe if your life changes just slightly, you can be that kind of a person. And that's what it's like. I've never given up from being a kid and thinking, man, if something happens, maybe I could be someone that cool, like in a movie. Isn't that kind of why you train Krav? Like, it's like you could be in this situation, and then you could be like this hero in this situation.
No, see, I would never be in those situations because I'm not dumb enough to get in those situations.
Yeah, but you
Like,
have to,
I'm
you
not
do have
dumb
to be in
enough to
that
sit there and
situation.
go, oh, this giant shark destroyed 3 boats. I know. I'll get on a boat and look.
It's true.
Like, I'm not that dumb. I'd sit there and go, huh, let's maybe call the authorities. Or, I don't know, get on the helicopter that's sitting there and go look.
Yeah, I also didn't understand how they kill a whale. Because, like, I don't know, that megalodon is so smart that it just happens to be, like, right underneath the whale the entire time. They kill the whale, and then it comes straight up and gets him. There's a lot, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of things that weren't explained.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
And a lot of coincidence
Like he has
happens.
these, like you have this giant shark, and he, I don't know, calls in the helicopter with a machine gun before you go look for it,
Yeah.
instead of after. Like if you had that kind of firepower, you're gonna sit there and wait until, oh, I'm gonna shit my pants first.
Yeah. Okay, I can see what you're saying. but I was still highly entertained. I would recommend seeing it.
I do not recommend wasting your money on this movie.
It's definitely one of those ones where you can have it in the background and watch it while you're doing something else. But that is really nice. Like some
I don't
movies you're
even
just
know. I could not even, like, it doesn't even reach that level for me. Like Jurassic Park, I could withstand having on in the background while I'm doing something else. This would just be like annoy the shit out of me, like so bad. Like I couldn't even have it on.
Well, have you seen A Quiet Place?
No.
Really good movie. Anyway, but with that movie, it's like my son was like doing something, and I'm like, shh, watch the movie, you're gonna miss it. Because like every single thing, you had to watch every single moment of this movie. And this is not one of those. This is one of those like, it's more of a broad strokes. Like, it's like you don't want to squint and look really close.
You don't even need to see it.
You can just stand back
There's
and
a
enjoy the beauty.
ridiculous premise. There's horrible lines. There's bad acting.
It's so
There's like
cheesy.
nothing. Like you don't even need to see it.
Okay, so I just said it's so cheesy, which makes me think about the parallel between food and movies.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, like Gordon Ramsay, really high level quality food. Like you go there, it's a 5-star restaurant, you drop 100, whatever. But then you also have like hangover food, like tater tots with cheese on top. And sometimes you just want that kind of level of food.
This
No?
isn't even as good as tater tot. Like tater tots and cheese on top are actually good.
And this,
Like
what
this
is
is
movie?
like a big smoking. This would be like.
It's not a deuce.
Yeah.
It's not a deuce.
It'd be like, I don't know, what's the worst? What would be a really bad combination of like I can't even think of one that would be this bad. A food combination. I like food and I like food. So
What
like
about-
there's no food out there that you can make this seem like other than it's just a big pile of crap.
Well, maybe it's just not someone's cup of tea. Like maybe like horseradish. Maybe it's a little spicy.
No.
Or maybe it's too
It's
sweet, like
not
sickeningly
even,
sweet.
Not even anybody's cup of tea. It's just horrible.
No. Well, I disagree. I think it's like licorice. It's sweet. It's nice. I enjoyed it.